Celeste.
Celeste.
Let me unmute the stream because the music is certainly worth hearing.
Sure, this game has some good music.
Yeah. You have died 6,828 times.
Ah, this is true.
Yep.
Alright, so... what all did I do last time? I did quite a bit of stuff in, regards to seasides and, like golden strawberries and whatnot.
That you did. I'd argue you did quite well.
Well, thank you.
I mean, hell, anything that you did last time is already more than I've done.
And I do not remember how the strawberry numbers work, because... right, yeah, since there are 3 different levels for each chapter, that's 3 different golden strawberries that you can get.
Correct, and
So I've cleaned
unsurprisingly
out
for
Old
you...
Sight.
Yeah, I was gonna say, unsurprisingly for you who loves Old Sight with a passion, it's not surprising to me that you have cleaned out everything on there. If you wanted to play around with those gimmicks, the only other ways to do so in the base game are to go to the Summit Seaside, hunt for Summit Strawberries, or do Farewell, and there are, some reappearances of all the mechanics at one point or another in Farewell.
True.
But those are the only other places that those mechanics show up in a non-modded version of Celeste that you haven't already seen.
True. Well, I think for the moment I want to see some new stuff, so how about I try this seaside?
Sounds good to me. Celestial Resort should be interesting.
True.
I consider the mechanics of Celestial Resort to be one of the most difficult to get right, so I wish you luck on its seaside.
Yeah, this is already starting to be a bit difficult.
Yeah, but we get to listen to this absolute banger of a seaside track.
True.
Well, it's a B-side track, I should say. Probably my second favorite B-side song after the one for the Ancient Temple.
Yeah, I forgot that this song was this good.
It's fucking brilliant.
Jeez, I have no idea what you're supposed to do here.
But yeah, but I definitely know my top 3 B-side songs are, in third place, the Dark Moonrise for Chapter 2, and second place would be this one, and then first place would be the remix for the Ancient Temple. Or Mirror Temple, I should say. Not sure I was giving praise Ancient Temple, I'm pretty sure it's Mirror Temple.
What I was gonna say is that I think I see what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, I think you're starting to get the feel for this.
Yeah, I was like, horizontal dash is too far. So I thought I was gonna have to go like up or down, but that's too slow. But diagonal is the perfect middle ground.
Yeah. I definitely think as the game goes on, diagonal dashes are absolutely a pivotal thing to know how to do well. And frequently.
True. Although getting in time with these cycles is proving difficult.
Yeah, I think for me this is one of the hardest gimmicks.
Just that timing is going to be difficult.
Yeah. Like I said, I think this is one of the hardest gimmicks for me. I'm not exactly the best with timing things. Hear me real quick, I will be back in under 30 seconds. Ooh. I'm glad I didn't step away yet. Okay, now I will for real.
Alright. Oh boy, these platforms. That's gonna make things difficult, I'm sure. Something tells me I don't even want to ride this platform down. Yeah.
I'm back.
Now welcome back. You were back a lot faster than I thought.
Well, I did say I was only going to be gone for like 30 seconds.
You weren't, though. You were gone for like 10 seconds.
Fair enough. I don't know. Everything under a minute is about the same to me.
That's an interesting philosophy. Oh, wait. I think I just understood a detail of this mechanic that I didn't before.
Oh?
Oh yeah, holding down makes it go down faster.
Oh. You know, I don't think I knew that either.
I didn't until just now.
Wow, that makes 2 of us.
God, just getting it past this thing is already hard.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's figure
God,
out
how
what
are they
I need
gonna
to
work?
do from here.
God, how are they gonna work Oshiro into this?
That's a good question. I mean, they barely did anything with Battlin in the previous season, right? So, like,
That's
maybe
fair.
it'll be just as minimal.
Yeah, it's very possible. Definitely what I think of. Mechanics that involve an AI, it's this, Battlin, and the fish aliens from the Mirror Temple.
Is it really, like, an AI if it just follows your exact movements?
I guess that's a fair point that it's not really. It feels weird
Like,
to
when
try
I-
and use...
When I think of AI in
Yeah.
video games, I think about, like, behavior trees and, you know, stuff like that.
You know, that is certainly fair. Huh. I guess then the question is, there's something in my brain that makes Battlin, Mr. Oshiro, and the fish feel like they're somewhat the same thing, like categorically speaking. And so what the hell
Wait,
is
what?
that label?
What was the last one you named?
The fish from the Mirror Temple, like the weird charging fish
Oh.
demons.
Yeah, I never viewed those as fish, so I was like, what the hell are you talking about?
Fair.
I think I need to dash over to there. I don't think there's any way to
Really?
get anywhere from the other side. But how do I even make it that far is the question.
That's a good question. But yeah, I guess in my brain, I look at those 3 things as being more similar to each other than the other mechanics in this game. But I am having a hard time putting a name on that category, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Like, my
that-
brain would go for AI, but you're right, that's not right.
I mean, it's right for the last thing that you named, just not the first 2.
Yeah. Maybe just
Wait a minute.
adversary.
Hang on, I think I just had an idea. God, how do you do that, like, one trick? The, like, bouncing off of the wall kind of thing? Ah! Aha!
Oh, nice. That's probably the intended solution.
Yeah. I was like,
I know
clearly the other things I was trying weren't working.
Yeah, I certainly know that once you get to the realm of the seasides and Farewell, the game kind of expects you to be able to do some of the speedrunner tech.
Yeah, I think I actually got spoiled on something to do with that somewhat recently.
Oh?
Like, I watch a lot of, like, game design videos, and people who make game design videos love using Celeste as an example.
For good
So-
reason. Like, it's one of the best designed games from a games design standpoint I've ever seen.
Yeah, a lot of times I can look away fast enough once they start showing Celeste footage and, you know, don't usually retain anything. But this time around, the thing that I saw is a bit hard to forget. It's an interface that doesn't appear anywhere else in the game. And I think
Oh,
it's tied to
interesting.
the whole, you know, you're expected to do speedrun tricks thing that you're talking about.
Yeah, pretty sure that is the case.
I don't know, like,
I think that
how much the viewers have seen, so I'm keeping it intentionally vague, but yeah, it's probably exactly what you're thinking of.
Yeah, I will be honest, the thing that you're talking about, I do know what you are referring to, but it's much further than I got.
Fair. Yeah, chances are I might not even get far enough to see, like, whatever that is, and, you know, I'll have to end up seeing it through a video anyway.
Yep, like I've watched a video of the run because I was curious to see what the entire thing looked like, but yeah, it's safe to say, ultimately speaking, that I was never getting that far.
Got this. Just, what?
Mm-hmm.
I've am very confused by this section. Oh, you know what? If that's the end anyway, then I bet Oshiro shows up once you get to this outside segment. You probably have to bounce on him to get that far, and then you have to bounce on him to get to that, like, diamond over there. And then, you know, you can get over this way, because how else do you get this far?
Yeah, I agree. That's almost certainly what that is at that point. Okay, that's interesting. Huh. Yeah, I mean, the fact that... Oh, he's here already. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so we definitely know that he's going to be in this room. That's for sure. He's already here. Hell, you might even be able to use him to make some parts of this easier.
Possibly, although I feel like trying would just make it harder.
Yeah, I would agree. I don't think I've ever pulled off a non-intended trick with Oshiro.
That is fair. It is hard to get your head around how exactly you'll interact with him when you hit him.
Absolutely. It's a little weird. A little janky, but at least it's consistent.
At least this part is somewhat easy. Like, they're not expecting the world of you here.
No. I think it's very much the conclusion is where they're expecting the world of you.
Yeah. Like, this beginning part could easily appear in an A-side without Oshiro.
Sure. Oshiro makes it basically a B-side level of difficulty, but it's chaining it into the finale that makes it C-side.
Yeah.
Like I've said before, that's the interesting thing about Farewell, is that the, DLC, the first few rooms feel like low B-side difficulty, but it quickly ramps up to something that even surpasses the C-sides.
I bet.
Like, I'm sure as hell not capable of it. I would expect you to make it further than I do, but I have no idea how far that will be.
Ooh, just save that.
Very nice.
Okay, I see what you need to do there now.
Nice. Mr. Oshiro's such an ass.
Yeah.
Ramming into you.
And all I did was insult him.
I know, right?
I mean, from his point of view, anyway. I don't think he realizes that Madeline and Madeline are two separate people.
For sure.
You can easily think that Madeline is just in Madeline's head if all you have to go off of is everything that's happened until that point.
For sure. But even so, it is still another part of her, even if it is sort of separate. Like, it's not entirely false to say that Madeline doesn't in part come from her, nonetheless.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
That's gonna be tricky.
Oh yeah, I feel like that's just gonna require a lot of trial and error.
Yeah, two entirely different timing cycles that I need to get to sync up in a way that's useful.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Oh, you actually messed me up there.
Well, the good news is that, in theory, he could fix that for you if you jumped on his head.
Well, so could the diamond. I was still fine, but, you know. Bit too hasty there.
Well, at least one thing that is useful is that while they are two different cycles, they are both global cycles, so...
Are they?
Pretty sure of it. Like, I'm pretty sure that both of them, well, yeah, good point, because he doesn't start until you get him to start. Otherwise, once he starts, he's a global cycle, and these things are on a global cycle.
I still don't even know if he is on a global cycle of any sort, because I would think that, like, landing on his head would alter his timing somewhat.
That's a good point. I hadn't thought about that, but you do have a point. Although I have no idea. Like, if you hit him on the head, like, right after he appears, I wonder if he takes longer to, respawn.
Maybe.
I have no idea. That's the kind of thing that I felt like the only way to know that for sure would be someone to do, like, either, you know, digging in the code or a lot of experimental trial.
True.
And this sure as hell is not the
Experimental
level
trial.
to do experiment. Yeah, this sure as hell isn't the level to do that on.
Ah!
Ooh, nice bounce.
He messed me up again, is what happened.
Ah.
I didn't mean to or want to bounce on him there.
Well, he wanted you to bounce on him.
Well, that's weird.
Fair. Honestly, yeah, it kinda is. You're getting really good at this initial part, though.
Oh god.
Ah, too high.
I should have just dropped down and fly onto the side. Yeah, definitely starting to get this down somewhat. Ah, that part's gonna stay tricky though. I don't know why, but I've always felt like there's something very satisfying about parts like, you know, this one right in the middle of the screen here.
Oh.
Like,
I agree. The Titan to spike holes, yeah, those are quite satisfying.
no, not quite that. More so the part in the middle where, you know, you have some sort of dash ability or something like that, and you have to do like a zigzag. Like, hell,
Oh, that's what you mean.
there's one part in Cave Story that's kind of like that as well, where you use the booster to like zigzag, and it's really fun. And then there was a part
That
kind of
does
like
sound
this
pretty
in the previous Seaside that I thought was really fun. And I don't know why, just having to do a little zigzag like that is always just really satisfying.
Yeah, Celeste has a lot of really fun things in it.
Sure.
The devs do a good job of giving you a strong sense of satisfaction. Hell, they didn't even really have to go putting this level of effort into, you know, making Celeste this fun, but they did.
Jump too late.
Like, arguably these Seasides, you know, are the after game. It's not like as much thought has to be put into this as, you know, like the A and the B sides, but arguably they did put a lot of thought into this.
Yeah, there's a very good reason that this game appears so often in, like, game design video essays. Like, it is
For sure.
the quintessential example of how to design a platformer really well.
Absolutely. I love, too, how it's a good example of a game where it's not easy, but it's very rewarding. However, if it's too hard, you can make it easier with the system for that. And if it's too easy, the post-game content absolutely fucking breaks your ass.
Absolutely. Like,
I like, too, how there's not really, you know, much of a reward for doing it either, just besides being able to say you have.
yeah. Like I said, the quintessential, like, example of how to design a platformer in every regard, from how it has those different levels of difficulty that you can, you know, get a very good experience from just the base game, but if you do enjoy a challenge, there's so much left that the game has to offer, to, like, the accessibility settings. Like, this game is a fucking masterclass in designing accessibility features. I do have a slight criticism that, like, the way the menu is set up, like, seems to encourage people to just turn on invisibility right away. I feel like they could have done a better job of making it clear that you should start with lowering the game speed, and if that still doesn't work, then go down to the more extreme options. But,
Oh, for sure.
you know, besides that tiny little nitpick, like, this game's accessibility features are amazing. Like, no wonder everyone uses them as an example of how to design these sorts of things.
Oh, for sure. I love how this game is theoretically the kind of thing that, you know, you could give both to the category of people that includes non-gamers, small children, and old grandmas, but also includes the category of person like super try-hardy Mario Kaizo players.
Yeah.
Like, it's not an exaggeration to say that this really is a game that almost anybody could play, and that's pretty damn wild.
Yeah, it's like, I'm obsessed with game design, as you're no doubt aware. And even I struggle to really think of any way that this game could be improved beyond this level. It's like, I guess if they added a built-in level editor in, like, Steam Workshop for custom levels, that's the only thing that I could really imagine that they could add that would make it better than it already is.
Oh, absolutely. I 100% agree. I think that, you know, there's very little in this game that needs tweaking at all, and I would agree, Steam Workshop for level creators would be pretty damn cool.
True.
Doesn't stop
And when
the
that's like
community
the
from
only
already...
thing you can think to add that the game doesn't already have going for it, that's like a really good sign.
I like, though, that the community is vibrant enough that, you know, something like Everest exists.
True,
Apparently
it's not a
people-
major loss that this game doesn't have a built-in level editor, because the community loves this game enough that they already took care of it. It's such a good game, really. And even the things that I do complain about in this game, like the fucking, you know, wind and cloud gimmicks, you know, those are admittedly subjective. Like, there are a lot of games where I can complain about something being, like, bad design, but I mean, with the things I complain about in this game, it's just stuff that I don't personally like. I know that there are people who personally really love those mechanics, and my complaints would, you know, be falling on deaf ears if I tried to explain to them why I don't like the level.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and I mean, there are things where you've already expressed your derision towards certain mechanics that I personally do not fully agree with or have had the same experience with. But I also know that I'm not, you know, not necessarily the person who's, you know, like, I'm not exactly the best at a lot of these things, so it's hard for me to necessarily argue that these are, you know, a game design thing so much as a skill thing. Anyway,
Only a matter of time before I have this, section down. I just need to stop making the same mistakes over and over again. Yeah, I think I'll
think that's...
cut out a good bit of what we were talking about there, but just to sum it up for the viewers, a friend of ours who we thought was not going to be available is actually going to be available, so this recording is going to be cut a bit short.
Yep, but no worries, viewers. We'll do more eventually.
Oh yeah, probably very soon, because I just got a new hard drive, and this space isn't going to be a concern for a while.
That is pretty cool. I'm excited to see more of your Celeste series. Of course, you know, I'm going to be a part of it, but nonetheless, I am still watching it.
Right. And I'm excited to do more of it just because, you know, it's been a while and I've been itching to do more.
You know, that is understandable.
I didn't press grab in time. Ah! If only the timing on that was different, that was perfect.
Oh yeah, you got that down flawlessly. Like, honestly, that's very much the thing that makes the C-side, is the fact that you have to deal with all of that on top of dealing with Oshiro.
True.
I guess at some level, I was talking earlier about what makes Battlein, Oshiro, and the, Mirror Temple demons similar. And I think at some level I just say that one of the things is that they add chaos. Like, whatever the normal state of the game is, now they're this extra thing you have to focus on.
True, although any obstacle could be described as that in some regard.
That is true.
And the, what are they? They're called Seekers, right? The,
I believe so, yeah.
Temple thing. Those are pure chaos because, something like this, you can get this down, perfectly well. Like, at some level, it becomes something similar to, the, God, whatever, the level before the summit is. Like the battle in lasers. Like, it's kind of the same sort of deal as that, where you just learn when they'll appear, and at what point in your run they'll become a problem based on, what you usually do up until that point, and when they appear in that sort of perfect run.
Yeah, it makes sense to me.
I swear, there have been
hop.
so many times where bouncing on his head has eaten my dash input. That's really what the main problem is with accidentally bouncing on his head when I don't mean to. It's just, I try to dash, but then I'm not able to.
He's so angry.
Ah, a bit too early.
That's unfortunate. Yeah, definitely something.
Ooh.
I know from a game design standpoint, this game is something you are very, very fascinated with.
Oh, for sure.